Frederick Douglass, the voice that shattered chains and awakened a nation. There are people who are born into comfort and make history, and there are people who are born into slavery, into silence, suffering, and abuse, and still rise to lead, to speak, and to change the world. Frederick Douglass was one of those people. He was not supposed to learn how to read. He was not supposed to have a voice. He was not supposed to be free. But he became one of the most powerful voices in American history, not through violence or vengeance, but through intelligence, discipline, and truth. If you're a young person in America today, facing struggle, discouragement, or injustice, Frederick Douglass stands as proof that your story does not have to end where it began. Who was Frederick Douglass? Born around 1818 in Maryland, Douglass was enslaved from birth. He was separated from his mother as a child, beaten, and denied any formal education. But deep inside, he had a burning desire to be free, not just in body, but in mind. When he was around 12, his master's wife began to teach him the alphabet. When she was forbidden from continuing, he taught himself by sneaking books, copying letters, and studying the Bible and speeches. He later wrote, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." At age 20, Douglass escaped slavery, but he didn't run from the fight. He ran toward it. He became a powerful abolitionist speaker, advisor to presidents, best-selling author, editor of an anti-slavery newspaper, and international leader for human rights. His autobiography became one of the most influential books of the 19th century. Frederick Douglass didn't just fight for freedom, he proved that the human spirit is stronger than any system of oppression. What can you learn from Frederick Douglass? Douglass's story isn't just about history, it's about destiny, your destiny. Here's what every young person can take from his life and live out today. Education is a weapon of freedom. Douglass believed that education was the single most powerful tool against oppression. He wrote, "Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave." He knew that as long as people couldn't think for themselves, they would remain trapped, physically, mentally, or spiritually. That's still true today. If you want to be free, really free, educate yourself. Read, ask questions, learn history, study truth. Don't rely on what the world gives you. Seek out wisdom like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Your voice can change everything. Douglass had every reason to stay silent. He risked his life every time he spoke publicly about his past. But he refused to be quiet. He said, "It is not light that is needed, but fire, not the gentle shower, but thunder." His words woke up a nation. They inspired action. They confronted evil. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You need to be clear, courageous, and truthful. If you see injustice, speak. If you know what's right, stand. Your voice matters. Use it with purpose. Never let bitterness steal your greatness. Douglass suffered deeply, but he never let hate define him. He believed in forgiveness, dignity, and rising above rage. He even reconciled with his former enslaver's family later in life. He said, "I would unite with anybody to do right and with nobody to do wrong." There is a power in refusing to let your past poison your future. Carry the lessons, not the hate. Channel your pain into purpose. Don't let the worst things that happen to you stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. Freedom requires responsibility. Douglass knew that freedom wasn't just about breaking chains. It was about building something better in their place. He pushed not only for abolition, but for education, moral character, hard work, and family strength. He challenged his own people to rise, not wait. He said, "A man is worked on by what he works on." He may carve out his circumstances, but his circumstances will carve him out as well. Freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Don't just seek to escape limits, become the kind of person who uses freedom to uplift others, create value, and lead with vision. Why this matters today. We live in a time where people are told they're victims, told to stay quiet, told to wait for someone else to fix things. Frederick Douglass didn't wait. He rose, he learned, he spoke, he led, and he changed the course of American history. Not by demanding comfort, but by demanding truth. If he could do all that, starting from the deepest pit of injustice, what can you do? You have power. You have opportunity. You have a voice. Use it. Grow it. Refuse to settle. Be like Douglass. Don't just survive your story, rewrite it.